Hey, hello everybody. I don't know if there is everybody. I don't know if there's like one person on or not, but good evening. And also I've changed the time of this live stream. I've made it a little bit earlier. And so I don't know, it might be too early for some of you, certainly on the West Coast. So anyway, give me some feedback on that because I'm playing around with times a little bit and we have all sorts of other things sort of planned in the works. But hello everybody, good evening. And luckily I have somebody moderating. So Catherine, my lovely Catherine, is holding the camera and looking at your comments and your questions. So Catherine, is anybody on?
Yeah, we've got 10 viewers already.
Oh my God! Any of the usuals? Have we got Stephanie? Have we got Deanne? Have we got? Shout out because Catherine doesn't know so much. If you're a regular, go yeah, I'm a regular, and then she can shout out your name.
Yeah, let's see those comments.
Let's see. Come on, guys. I need comments because I need to know that.
Or wireless. Oh, keep going.
Okay, yes, we're on.
Yeah, we're on. Marcy says hi.
Marcy, you're a regular. Hi, Marcy. How are you doing? Good evening. Don't know if you're on the East Coast or the West Coast. Everybody else, come on. I need you to let me know you're there.
Oh, Indiana's on.
Oh my gosh. Indiana, love you, Indiana.
And Brooke says this time is perfect.
Oh, Brooke. Thank you for letting me know. Maybe, and we'll sort of keep on going with a bit of a survey. Like for some of you, if 6 is better than 6:30, certainly on the East Coast, it might be better. So let's kind of like take that and as we go and see.
Okay, I just have to say, welcome Chantel. I know it's your first time viewing. It's awesome to have you here.
Oh, Chantel, hi. Hi, Sophie here. So for those of you who are new to my live stream, I think you'll probably know who I am because you've been to my Facebook page, Sophie Giuliano. I am passionate about green and healthy living. I'm a certified holistic nutritionist. And I think actually this is my first live stream that I'm doing particularly on food and nutrition. We've done beauty, that was good, right, Indiana? That was fun, we went shopping together. And we have a shopping trip in the works because I am dying to take you guys shopping around Whole Foods. We, as a group, are going hand in hand and we're going to walk around the store together and we're going to have so much fun because you're going to say, Sophie, let's go to the blah, blah, blah aisle. Let's go to the baking aisle. So I'll go, okay, come on everybody. And then you'll go, Sophie, pick up blah, blah, blah. And I can actually pick up read ingredients and we're going to have so much fun. Okay, so that is coming up. Could be next week. I'm not absolutely sure at this point. Anybody else that's joined, welcome. Beautiful evening, still light here in sunny Southern California, sitting at my kitchen table. And I am wanting to chat a little bit about plant-based nutrition, in particular plant-based protein, because I know a lot of you ask me questions and that's why I wanted to do this today. It's like, how do I get my protein from plants? Because I think we're sort of a bit obsessed in America or really in the Western world with protein. We're like, I gotta get my protein in. And the crazy thing is that we actually get way more protein than we actually need. If you're looking at a piece of meat, let's say, honestly, you would need, I wish I had a visual here. Actually, I'll do this visual. This is a slab of tofu. But you would need a third of this, like a little teeny block, maximum, if that was meat, a day. Like really, we're talking like that much meat a day, and that would meet your protein needs for almost all men and women. Now, if you're a triathlete, or if you're somebody who is running a crazy ass marathon, then maybe slightly different. You may need to bump it up a little bit. But that's the first thing that I wanted to say, that I think so many people say, oh, I've got to have my chicken breast or my turkey or a great hunk of steak or whatever. And by the way, I'm not a completely anti-meat eating. If you eat meat, absolutely fine. My daughter eats meat, my husband eats meat. I choose not to eat meat for a myriad of different reasons. I feel better without it, and I have lots of reasons for not wanting to eat meat. But really, the focus on this live stream was that I wanted to talk about how you can get enough protein from your diet without eating meat. Is anybody else there? Catherine, anyone else?
We're getting a lot of hellos from Arkansas,
Hey, Arkansas, Texas. Yay.
People are really excited about the trip to Whole Foods, Sophie.
Oh, you are? Oh my gosh, I am so excited. Okay, so listen, this is what I got to tell you about this trip to Whole Foods. And Catherine, who's holding the camera, knows this. So there's this massive Whole Foods here. It's in Pasadena. It's like a sort of mecca on 3 floors. Okay, it's got you know how you go into some Whole Foods and they don't have like the best selection, or some Whole Foods carry this and some don't. This one carries everything. They've actually got an entire beauty section, which is the size of my house. So that's the one, FYI, that we're going to. And I can give you loads of tips, because it's actually fun. What I wanted to do for you guys is, imagine you had your own personal health coach who was going to say, okay, come on, Indiana, or come on, Chantal, or Marcy. I'm going to take you through the store and I'm going to show you what you need to put in your cart for whatever your particular need is. So you may go, hey, Sophie, I'm diabetic, or hey, Sophie, I've, got hormone issues, or I've got this or that. And I can answer your questions live and take you to the foods that you might need. Or hey, Sophie, I'm on a super tight budget and I can't afford this and I can't afford that. What are affordable alternatives? So that's what we're gonna do. Okay, guys? Anyone else, Catherine, that I need to say?
Yeah, I'm getting some questions about meat eating. One woman said that her husband likes to eat meat and she likes to eat chicken and turkey. And then this is a question from Debbie. I've heard that it's best to eat your protein in the morning. Is that true?
Okay, so not necessarily in the morning. I would say that lunch is the time that you really want to hit your heaviest meal. So if your heaviest meal contains protein, then definitely do that at lunch time, because then your body has time to digest it before you go to bed. Obviously, you don't want to eat a great big portion of meat 2 hours before you go to bed, because it does take time to digest your meat. So that I would definitely encourage you to do. In terms of, let's just talk about meat for the moment, because as I said, I'm not against it. I buy meat. I have meat in my fridge right now for my daughter, who's an avid meat eater, and my husband, who I actually have nudged him probably 80% away from eating meat. So he'll maybe be allowed 1 meat meal a week on my watch, because he's in his 50s and I care about his health. And I happen to 100% subscribe to the fact that whatever way you want to cut it, he's better off on a primarily plant-based diet, because plants are going to give him all the nutrients he needs, all the cancer-fighting, cancer-preventative compounds, and also it's going to help him not to put on those pounds, because as we get older, like it or no, we are definitely going to add we lose muscle mass, we gain fat in our muscles. It's just, that's what happens to everybody. And so I think that eating less meat is going to be really helpful. Any questions, Catherine?
Yeah, we've got a lot of questions. So I'm just going to dive in. Indiana
yes.
wants to know, what are good protein-based foods for someone who is anemic?
Oh, okay, so you need your iron big time. All right, so I'm actually the opposite, because I don't need too much iron. Strangely enough, I don't eat meat, and my blood work always shows that I have almost too much iron. Okay, one of the things, I actually haven't got it on the table, is sun-dried tomatoes. Or hello, I'm English. Sun-dried tomatoes. I did a segment today on, by the way, guys, I did a segment today, which airs tomorrow on Home and Family, on how to dry your own tomatoes to make sun-dried tomatoes. So watch it, because it's fun and you get to save a lot of money, because sun-dried tomatoes are super expensive. But oddly enough, they have an enormous amount of iron. So that's what you want to really pack your diet with. And you can put them on pasta, you can put them in sandwiches. I obsess with sun-dried tomatoes because they have so intense a flavor. And I put them in stews, I put them in, marinara sauces, pizzas, you name it. And then there's a lot of iron in greens. So it's not just spinach, it's all your greens. So rich, dark leafy greens, your kale, your Swiss chard, your mustard greens, your beet greens. You might want to try doing a green juice or a green smoothie in the mornings. A lot of those grasses that you get in green powder mixes, they will have a lot of iron in them. So, you know, there's a lot of plant sources that you can get that will really help you. And then if you find that you're still not getting enough, you might want to turn to a supplement that is maybe a liquid supplement. And again, when we're in Whole Foods, we'll really get down and dirty in that supplement aisle, and I can really help you out there for those of you who have specific needs like anemia.
Okay, so Darrell, I come from a family of diabetics, and I hope that you have some sugar-free products.
Oh yes, so Darrell, by the way, I love you on the live stream. You're a regular. Thank you for participating. Yes, you know what we're going to do? We're not doing that tonight because I'm just about to show you what I've got here, which is a plant-based protein sources. But when we go to Whole Foods, I will hit that big time. And the other thing is, if you want it, you guys, and tell me if you do, right here at this table, I can do a whole live stream on sugar options or sugar-free options, sweet options for those of you who are sugar, insulin resistant or diabetic. So let me know if that's what you want me to do, because I'm happy to do a whole stream on that.
Yeah, guys, if you like that, let's see some thumbs up and some hearts.
Yeah, thumbs up and hearts. Can they do hearts?
They sure
thumbs?
can.
Okay, you can do hearts on Facebook. I didn't even know that.
Okay, so Debbie wants to know, what are some better sources of protein, which I think is a great way to talk about what's on the table.
Yeah, sure. All right, so let's go. Let's get started. And I think you're going to have a lot of questions here. So these are my go-to staples that I eat almost every day. Lentils, I absolutely love. I cannot get enough lentils. My favorite lentils are black lentils and green lentils. So how do I cook them? So one of my favorite soups, this is so easy to make, guys. I do a soup and I just fry off a little bit of onion, leek, tons of garlic, a little bit of cumin. Cumin makes everything better, by the way. If you put ground cumin, suddenly you elevate a dish or a soup to something off the charts that everybody's like, oh my God, this is delicious. And then I throw in about half a cup of lentils, whatever veggies I've got in my crisper drawer. I can do carrots, I can do some cauliflower, I can throw in some beans, veggie stock. I slow cook it and you have the most unbelievably delicious, because the lentils thicken everything. So that's what I do with green lentils. Black lentils, I love to cook. I like to do black lentil burgers. I like to do put black lentils in a risotto. I like to mix black lentils in quinoa for a quinoa salad. So that's a really good protein source. Have we got any questions,
Oh my
Catherine?
gosh, the questions are just rolling in.
Love your questions.
Okay, keep going because... Okay, so wait, Shirley wants to know how many carbs are in lentils.
Oh, that's a great question. Do you know what? Look, give me a second, because guess what? Look, boom! I've got my beautiful Warby Parker eye things here. All right, carbs. All right, so in, I should know this, but I'm going to cheat here. So in quarter of a cup of lentils, the carbs are 30 grams. But here's what I'm going to say about that. Don't worry about carbs. I am not a carb counter. I'm not into diets. I don't like diets, weight loss diets. I'm not a huge fan of counting carbs. There are other things that you need to count. And it's way more important that you have a nutrition label that is whole foods, real whole food. I don't like low-fat foods. I don't particularly like low-carb foods. I have a lot of opinions about that. But honestly, ladies and gents, if you're eating a whole food, plant-based diet, primarily throw in a little bit of really good quality meat or fish here and there, but primarily a whole food, plant-based diet, you'll be the perfect weight that you need to be.
Okay, so There's a lot of requests for your black lentil burger recipe.
Yeah, done. I'll do that. I'll do that later this week. I promise you it'll be on my blog.
Stephanie, I would totally tell you to go check out Sophie's holiday recipe ebook if you're looking for a simple recipe book.
Oh, thank you. Did Stephanie say that?
Yep.
Stephanie, you rock, by the way. That is so true. I put out these free ebooks every couple of months, and there's a holiday one, and that actually, you're right, that has got a burger in it, which has got lentils in it. So that's great. And it's got a lot of really good recipes. Thank you for that.
Okay, here's a question from Sean.
Yes.
What
Hi,
about
Sean.
high protein intake for bodybuilders? Vegan here, and I just feel like all I eat are beans, sweet potatoes, tempeh, and tofu. Any other recommendations for high protein content?
Oh, really great question. You know what? I could probably go to pea. You may probably do this anyway, but I would go to a pea protein. Pea protein is the new kid on the block for protein, and it's a really clean protein. In fact, I was going to show you this, which is New Milk by Ripple. These are the guys that started Method Cleaning Company, and this is their big new venture, and it's a milk. I actually showed it on Home and Family the other day, but it's a milk that's made from pea protein, which is almost like lentil peas, not like green garden peas. It does not taste, by the way, of peas at all. It's actually the closest that tastes like real dairy milk. And it's high in protein. It has much more protein than regular milk. So that's a good one. But also pea protein is the other thing I wanted to show you for pea protein is this mayo by Just Mayo by a company called Hampton Creek. I am 100% obsessed with this mayo. It tastes like the best French egg-filled mayo. I cannot even tell you. It tastes like my mum, a sort of gourmet cordon bleu cook who makes her own mayo with egg yolks and all that. This tastes better than hers. It's unbelievable. So back to your question, I just want to finish that. If you feel that you have to really pad out your diet with all those sweet potatoes and everything, I would do pea protein and or hemp protein shakes and smoothies. Just pile it in there.
Okay, Kim wants to know where you get the ebooks. Do you want me to answer that?
Yes, Catherine, quickly.
Okay, so Kim, you are going to go to sophieuliano.com and you're going to scroll down and you're going to see a section called freebies. That's all of the ebooks are there. You're going to find everything. So sophieuliano.com, scroll down maybe 2/3 of the way down for a section called freebies, and they're all right there.
Okay, so freebies on my site.
Okay, great. So what else? People want to know what else you have on the
All right, let me show you. This is the one that I want to show you because this I think is kind of extraordinary. It also plays into the last question. All right, beans. Now listen, guys, listen up here. I want every single person on this stream to eat at least 1/4 cup of beans per day. Easy, right? That's like a serving of hummus. It can be any bean. It can be hummus. It can be black beans. It can be pinto, adzuki. I don't care what bean it is. Scientific evidence to prove that it's very, very beneficial, particularly for those of you with diabetes, with insulin resistance. You really, really do need. One of the healthiest foods that you can eat is beans, very high in protein. So white beans particularly are very high in protein. I think it's 17 grams per serving, but very, very high. So eat your beans. And also for the last person who said that she's exercises a lot, and wants to know how you can get your extra protein in. Remember that you can get very creative with beans. So you can make brownies with black beans. You can I throw white beans in everything. Stews, sauces, obviously 5-bean chilies, but as you can see, I'm crazy about beans. And this company actually is one of my favorite, Eden Organic. They were one of the first to do BPA-free linings in their cans. But they're really true American company. You know, they can locally in America, and I really trust them. And their beans just kind of taste better. They're a little more expensive, but I love them.
Okay, great. Indiana wants to know, will changing my diet help my skin?
Changing your diet will 100%. It's actually the most important thing in changing your skin. I think a lot of people look to beauty products for a quick fix. You know, this anti-aging serum or this brightening eye, blah, blah. All lovely. We love all that. But the foundation of good, glowing, healthy, firm skin is a great diet. Because in your diet, you're talking about getting all the omegas that you need, the omega-3 fatty acids, all the omegas, and then all those other really healthy protein. All of these things support the structure of your skin, and help balance your hormones, which is indicative of beautiful skin as well. So super important. Catherine, while I'm going on to my next thing, any more questions?
Yeah, so Cindy wants to know, is the mayo gluten-free and dairy-free? And a lot of people love the just mayo.
Okay, yes, this is 100% dairy-free. It's obviously vegan. And what was gluten-free, did you want to know? Okay, let me edit. Do I open this Pandora's box of soy? But I'm going to actually go there a little bit tonight. Because a lot of you are like, oh my gosh, freaking out about tofu. And since all the different blogs and TV segments that I do, sometimes I put tofu in there. Now, I know a lot of you have an allergy to soy, which is fine. So I'm not speaking to you. If you have an allergy, you can't eat it. But there's a lot of questions that I've had about, is it really good or bad for my hormones? Because we hear such conflicting advice. There's the whole brigade that go, oh my gosh, it's, don't, it could lead you to breast cancer, or if you're, going through menopause, or blah, blah, blah. So there's 50-50 in all the experts that you'll read out there. 50 will go, actually, soy is a really good thing because of the phytoestrogen, all the different compounds, compounds, and some people will go, no, you shouldn't eat it. Well, where I stand on it is that I think tofu, soy, is a good thing. And I think it's great for women who are perimenopausal, menopausal, and beyond. But there's a huge but. And the but is that it absolutely has to be organic, because almost all soy is grown for animal crops and it's genetically modified, unless it is USDA organic certified. So it has to be. Now, what I will also say is that eat tofu and soy milk in moderation. You don't need lots of it. Just a little bit goes a long way. Preferably have your soy or your tofu fermented. And this is what I want to show you here. I really like tempeh. Now this is a fermented form of tofu, of soy. This one by Light Life, I really like this one. It comes in a lot of different flavors. You can get one with flax and some with grated veggies in it or whatever. And it's incredibly versatile. So it's nutty here, and what you do with it, and I have got some recipes on sophieuliano.com, but I want to give you a couple of examples of what I do. I'll do a tempeh steak, for instance. So what I'll do is I'll take it out of the packaging and I'll slice it lengthways, so I get thin slices. Then I marinate it. It's all about marinating it. I marinate it. Sometimes it's a nice idea to soften a little bit by steaming it. So ideally you'd steam it a little bit, then marinate, just chuck it in the fridge with some, shoyu sauce, some garlic, some maple syrup. It's delicious with maple syrup, so I'll do that really well. And then I might coat it in a little bit of gluten-free breadcrumbs or cornmeal and fry it. Oh my gosh, that's a super duper treat. Other things that I do with it is that I grate it. You don't have to do any preparation. I literally just grate it into a chili. I'll grate it into a bolognese sauce instead of meat. I'll make a meat crumbles with it to put in tacos. So it's so versatile and I love it. A tofu line that I want to show you that I really like is this one by Wildwood. And Wildwood I like. They are USDA organic certified, and their tofu is all sprouted, which is great. It makes it a little bit more digestible. And while we're on the subject of fermented soy, miso is, I recommend all of you have a tub of miso in your refrigerator. Why I love miso, aside from the fact that I love making miso soup, it's so nutritious, it's just, I love the taste of it, but it's a great taste enhancer. So if you're not eating a lot of meat, you want to really dial up the flavor. You have to find ways to dial up the flavor. And two of my favorite ways to dial up flavor is to put in a big tablespoon of miso into soups, stews, chilies, whatever I'm doing. I'll put it in almost everything. And the other thing that I do is sun-dried tomatoes. So those two things will make any dish taste lovely. Catherine, I'm getting in more questions.
We're getting so many questions. So everyone wants to know where you get that mayo.
Oh, this mayo you get from, I've seen it in Oh, everywhere. I've seen it in pavilions, Vons, Whole Foods.
Target has it.
Target has it. It's everywhere. Everywhere you'll find it. So no problem finding that. And that's a good thing.
Okay, so what plant-based proteins are good for lowering blood pressure? Because my husband has high blood pressure.
Oh, great question. Okay, so if your husband has high blood pressure, the first thing that you want to do is, I'm sorry, I'm munching.
What are you munching on?
I'm eating nuts. Okay, I made a trail mix on Home and Family today. I just got all these roasted nuts and bananas, dehydrated bananas that I made myself, dehydrated myself last night, and they're so good. Anyway, sorry, it's so rude eating. I'm going to stop right away. It's dinner time, by the way. I'm starving. So, high blood pressure. Number one, reduce his meat. If he's willing, do what I do with my husband. I beg you. Just say to him, listen, I love you. I really care about your health. I care about your blood pressure. We're going to eat the most delicious. Don't mention the word vegan, vegetarian. Do not mention. Because most people, if you go there, I'm being really sexist here, but a lot of men are furious. They see red. They're like, what? And actually, I've got to quickly tell you this. So my husband, the other day, I said to my husband and daughter, I booked us in for dinner somewhere. And they said, oh, great. And I said, sushi. And they said, great. And I said, vegan sushi. I kind of like said it under my breath. It's vegan sushi. And my husband said, what? Vegan sushi? That is disgusting. And my daughter was like, ew, no way. Well, let me tell you, if, by the way, you ever visit LA or you live in LA, this place is called Shojin, Shojin. It's downtown in a mall, and it is the most insane vegan sushi you'll ever take. It is beyond. Anyway, so let's get him off meat, but you've got to really be prepared to cook for him, because you can't take somebody off meat and then go, oh, here's a slab of tofu or here's a plate of vegetables, because they will be put off so quickly. So you've got to get creative in the kitchen, and that's what I do. And I actually put a lot of effort into cooking and flavoring. And I care so much about my husband's health. I care so much about my health that I really make that a big priority in our home, so that he'll sit down and go, wow, I don't miss meat. And he says that almost every single night. My daughter's a slightly different deal, but...
Okay, so Indiana wants to know, Sophie, do chia seeds help with protein?
Chia seeds have a little bit of protein. I'm not going to lie and tell you that you're going to get all your protein needs met with chia seeds, but certainly chia seeds, hemp seeds, flax, all of those contain a little bit of protein. So absolutely. I think hemp definitely has the most protein. So I would almost go, if you want to dial up your protein in the morning, like say for breakfast, go for hemp hearts. You know, the little hemp seeds. If you don't like hemp powder, and you can sprinkle them all over your oatmeal. You can put them in smoothies. You can sprinkle them on cereal. They're so easy to eat.
Okay, so I think this is a great question to talk about your philosophy. This is from BJ. Are you a true vegan with no sugar, oil, or salt?
No, I'm not. I'm not sure what that means, a true vegan. No, I actually don't call myself a vegan, because it's just, to me, it's a sort of label, and it's kind of misleading. I just don't eat animal flesh. I very occasionally will have a little piece of fish, but that's kind of dying out. That's really occasionally. And very occasionally I'll have a tiny bit of goat cheese. That's my kind of thing, because I love the flavor. So no, I'm not 100% vegan. And yes, I do have fats and I do have sugar. I eat everything. I love eating and I love cooking, but I eat very, very healthy sugars. Trust me, I love my sweets. I had a delicious key lime cheesecake the other night, but it's made with cashew nuts and healthy sugars and fruits, and it was insane. And my husband and I were fighting over the last we shared a slice of it. So I love my sweets, I love my desserts, I love oils. I need to eat a lot of healthy fats because I'm just genetically, I'm small. My family is small. So it's very important for me to get a lot of fats. So I eat a lot of nuts, I eat an avocado every single day, and I eat healthy oils.
Great. So we're getting some questions on thyroid issues.
Yeah.
So this is from Deborah. I'm finding that some veggies are actually not good for thyroid sufferers, especially raw. Have you ever heard of that?
Yes, it's about the goitrogens. And actually, I've done an enormous amount of research about that. And again, this will be a half-hour discussion or a long blog, and I will blog about it. But what I will say is don't worry about it. It's the oxalates as well. Don't worry about it. The fear and the scare that's going around the internet is unfounded. It's more important that you do get your greens. The only thing that I would say with your greens is mix them up. So don't have kale every single day or spinach every single day. Just mix it. One day have kale, then do a bit of Swiss chard, then do a bit of arugula, and then lettuce or whatever. So you're just kind of mixing up the nutrients.
Okay, so here's a question. What are the benefits of spirulina?
I love this question. Right, there are two algae-based greens, often known as they're often called the kind of sea veggie part of a formulation, a powder formulation. Here's my thought on it: is they're high in protein, they're very high in phytonutrients. Great for alkalizing your body, a great addition to your diet, but there's a big but. If you get the chance, I would choose chlorella over spirulina. And the reason why is that a lot, I'm not going to say all, but I'm going to say a very high percentage of spirulina is contaminated, no matter what the company says, no matter if it's organic, comes from Hawaii, whatever it is, with heavy metals. And there's a very complicated reason why that is the case, but it is the case. So to avoid that kind of contamination, you're safer to go with chlorella. So what I have in my cupboard, I have a bottle of chlorella powder, and I'll do my own smoothies. I put all kinds of things in them, but I'll just put a teaspoon of that in.
Okay, so you're getting a lot of requests to do blogs or videos about thyroid issues and menopause.
Oh, great. Well, this is a subject that's very close to my heart, everybody. I will do, why don't we do a live stream? I almost want to think we're going to plan a live stream on that. Perimenopause, menopause, and thyroid, because obviously all those are interwoven in together. And so many of us are going through these symptoms. I hear you. I've had the whole thyroid thing, the low thyroid, hypothyroid I am, and been through many, I was going to say menopause. It is, look, I'm happy and I'm in menopause. So that's it. I've coined a new thing. I'm calling it Merry Pause. So we will do a live stream on Merry Pause. End of story.
Okay, so here's another question from Sean again, who asked about proteins when we talk about pea proteins.
Yeah.
Do you have any recommendations for good vegan cheeses?
Yes! Oh my gosh, right in front of me. Here we go. So, yes, I have. Look, some vegan cheeses are disgusting. Hello? Yes, I'm sure if you were all in the room, there'd be a resounding like, yeah. Like my husband, some of them that I've brought back, he's like, seriously, that's cheese? That is the most disgusting thing I've ever tasted in my life. And some of them have really unhealthy ingredients in them too. But there's a lot of new kids on the block with vegan cheeses, and they are, Catherine and I have been to a bunch of expos where we've done these cheese tastings, and you literally can't get enough. So there's one company that I haven't actually got on me called Kite Hill, Kite, and I'll answer this because, by the way, for those of you whose questions haven't been answered today, I always go back the next day and I answer all your questions, so I promise you I will. But Kite Hill, Kite Hill, amazing. They do ricotta, he does beautiful chèvre, like goat cheese and stuff like that. So amazing. Field Roast is an interesting company. Again, to me, Field Roast is a little bit more, goes towards a typical vegan cheese kind of texture and taste. Good to slap in a sandwich. They come in slices, fine for that. But if you want a really special cheese, this one here is by a company called Mayoko. All right, and Mayoko herself is a I believe she's Japanese, and she was a macrobiotic, and she lives in Northern California, and she's the real deal. She's a cheese maker, and she's got a book where she makes all her own cultures and cheeses and shows you how to make it. I did have an attempt at making my own. It didn't go so well. Whole nother story. But this I just picked up because, guys, I'm making pizza tonight and I'm so excited. I can't stand it. I've got a gluten-free pizza base. I'm doing the sun-dried tomatoes that I made on Home and Family today, and this mozzarella cheese. And the amazing thing about this is it melts. I've had it before, I've done loads of pizzas. It melts just like mozzarella. Awesome. You have to order it. And I think when she sends it to you, go to their site, Mayoko's, and when she sends it to you, she sends it all packed in dry ice. So she'll send it all over the country. Amazing.
Okay, so we have some late joiners.
Oh, we got late joiners. We're going to go for another 10 minutes, all right? Can you hold this for 10 minutes, Catherine?
I got it. It was like my gun workout.
All right, she's got
it. So everyone's curious about the mayo. They want to know.
You're obsessed. It's because I tasted it.
So show us the mayo again.
Yes, right, the mayo. Just mayo, all right? I should be paid by Hampton Creek for this, by the way. It is gluten-free, soy-free. It is the most, and the great thing is because it's made with this pea protein, it has protein in it, just I guess like regular mayonnaise would have the egg thing in it. So for those of you with high blood pressure, high cholesterol, anybody with high cholesterol, please, look, if one meat day is too much for you, just go down to maybe 2 meat days a week. And then let's get all plant-based the rest of the week, because you'll see, I've seen people's cholesterol numbers drop astoundingly, like shockingly, from changing to a whole food plant-based diet. I've seen blood pressure, I've seen cholesterol, I've seen PSA, people who have had prostate problems, men. I've seen astounding results, and time again, it's like, wow, why do we do this to ourselves? We're killing ourselves just by eating, just obviously high processed foods, but also just way too much meat. So again, for those of you who just joined, I'm not a crazy vegan zealot. I promise you I'm not. Normal girl, husband eats meat, daughter eats meat. I don't choose to eat animal flesh for many reasons, but I try and make it work for everybody. So if you're a meat-eating family, fine. Let's just try and find a way to add a few more, good things in your diet, and we'll grow on this together. It kind of grows on you, by the way. I started off by reducing meat, and then it sort of, I started loving all these plants, and they made me feel so good. So that's the thing.
Okay, there's 2 questions. I'm going to jump in and answer one for Cindy. Yes. Do you have good recipes for plant-based meals? Yes.
Yes, we do. Ebook, right?
Yep.
Okay, ebook. There's an ebook. It is the holiday ebook, but do not worry, because I'm not cooking turkeys in it, obviously. It's got like all kinds of, there's veggie burgers. I think there's a little mini quiches. I think there's a lasagna. What else have we got in there?
There's a beautiful dip trio.
Dip trio.
Yeah, there's a great, there's just so many great year-round. I keep it printed out all the time.
Yeah, so just go to my website, which is sophieuliano.com, scroll down to freebies, and all my free ebooks are there. And I believe there's the holiday recipes, there is the free cleaning things, all about spring cleaning, and all of them have DIYs or recipes in them, as well as product recommendations. And the latest one, if you know anybody who's a new mom, there's the new mom one that's just gone out.
And I would also say, while you're on sophieuliano.com, go to the recipes section, because there's literally hundreds of recipes.
Hundreds. We have so much content on my site. So I just put up, you've got like 3 years worth of recipes there, so you can just check them out.
Okay, Sylvia is trying to write down all the food names you're showing, but can't keep up. Can you just walk us through one more time?
All right, I'm going to walk you through, because before we go, and I just want to show you one more thing, the only thing I haven't shouted out. Okay. This is very cool, okay? This is by a company called, is the company on there, Catherine? I can't see.
Explore Asian.
Right, Explore Asian. Right, Explore Asian. Right, now I found this at a big expo, and I've fallen in love with this company. They make noodles, right, but they make them out of extraordinarily very high protein ingredients. So this one is made out of soy, and it's a spaghetti. We actually had this last night. I cooked this for my husband and I last night. But that's what it looks like. So it looks just like a little noodle. You cook it for 7 minutes and it comes out just like spaghetti. But it's completely gluten-free, and it's made completely of soy. And it has, let me see how many grams of protein, because it's kind of interesting. Oh my gosh. Okay, 23 grams of protein and 11 grams of fiber. And it says regular pastas have 5 to 6 grams of protein, but this has 23 grams. So that's very high in protein. And another one they make, which I love, is mung bean. It's made of mung bean. So if you don't want soy, or you're allergic to soy, you could do the mung bean, which is delicious. It's nutty. It's a green fettuccine. And then there's another one that is made out of black beans. So awesome company. Absolutely love them. So please, everybody, look that up. They're available at Whole Foods Market, a load of other places, but I know I got mine from Whole Foods, and you can probably order it from Amazon as well. All right, so that's that. Just Mayo, we've talked about, by Hampton Creek, available just about everywhere now. Then we have got Light Life Tempeh, which is a fermented soybean. Hi, Phoebe. Oh, Phoebe wants to come up to the table. Hang on. Oh, sweet pea. All right, so we've got the tempeh here, and a lot of different companies do this, but I do like this one. For the tofu, we have Wildwood. There's lots of different companies I like. I do like these guys. I know them well, and they're USDA organic certified, and they are sprouted, which I like because it makes them a little more digestible. We have Eden organic beans. You can get, and oh, quick little note about beans here is with your beans, some people think, oh, is it healthier to do dried and soak them and just do all of that? That's rude, Phoebe, to yawn on the camera. But canned doesn't matter. Canned is just as healthy, so you don't have to go to the trouble of all that business if you don't want to. Another quick little tip here with beans. Some people are worried about the gas with the beans and the bloating. If you put in a couple of inches of dried kombu, Kombu, it's a seaweed, you can buy at any health food store, but that mitigates that little issue. We also have here miso. This one, a company I really love. It's nutty, but it comes in many different forms. We have Mayoko cheese. This is her mozzarella, but she does every kind of cheese you can think of, whether it's goat cheese roulade with the pepper around it, or cheddar or whatever. She does a version of everything. Then we've got the lentils, black lentils, green lentils, and finally on the table I have the Ripple milk. This has just come out. It's available at Target, I think, isn't it, Catherine?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's available at Target and it's available at Whole Foods. It's literally hit the shelves a week ago, so it's very, very new.
And it comes in amazing flavors.
Oh, yes, it comes in chocolate and strawberry, I think. Does it come in strawberry? I think.
Yes.
And vanilla and everything else. Mm-hmm. All right, guys. Time almost. Is there any burning question, Catherine?
Oh, I mean, there are so many questions. Okay, there's one question that I think is a really great thing to go out on,
yes,
which is there's a question about how to get started on a plant-based diet. What's the first thing you do to make that transition?
Okay, this is a blog for sure that I'm going to do. It is a for sure blog or a YouTube video. But what I would do, follow me closely. And as my husband said, what's that like? Follow me and you will survive, or you will live. I got a text from him this morning saying that, actually, oddly enough, from New York. But follow me, because every day I give tips about this. I give tips on Facebook. I write blogs about it. I send out recipes. I do YouTube videos. My YouTube channel is Gorgeously Green. So follow me. But I think to get started, what you want to do is first start looking up recipes. I mean, the internet is crazy with recipes. Also, maybe start following some vegan Instagrammers, because by the way, everyone, please follow me on Instagram. It's all going on here, but please do. My Instagram is Sophie Giuliano, because I Instagram almost everything I cook and make. So follow me as soon as this is over. But what I follow hundreds of vegan Instagrammers because they are crazy, these vegan Instagrammers. They are obsessed and they go to restaurants, but they cook the most insane things. And you will, as a newbie, you'll look at those and you'll be like, oh my gosh, you'll just be inspired every single day. So get inspired with recipes. That's the first thing I want to say. And then the second thing is you want to then start filling your pantry and your fridge with lots and lots of obviously plants and really, really good things to do. I'm all about you've got to dial up that flavor because you won't stick with it unless you have that really good flavor. But first thing to get started is get acquainted with some great plant-based bloggers, Instagrammers. Stay close with me, get inspired, because once you get on that kind of social media thing, there's no stopping you. You will become obsessed. Pinterest as well.
Okay, I think there are so many questions, guys. I can't say
All
thank you
right.
enough.
So we are so happy that you are on tonight. I've got to cook dinner. I'm so hungry. I've got to take this little thing for a walk. But thank you for joining me. I love you guys. It means so much to me that you participate. We've got lots of ideas for new live streams. I'm going to just announcements. So Saturday morning, this is something new. I'm going to try it out. 9 a.m. isn't it, Catherine?
9 a.m.
9 a.m. Pacific time. Join me with a cup of tea. We're going to sit in my living room, or if it's nice, we'll sit outside. And we're going to do what I call a book club, and we're going to discuss something that's really exciting. I've got a blog going live. Is it live now or is it going live tomorrow?
We'll post a link. We have a link.
We're going to post a link, right? It's for the Hay House Summit, which is all these amazing spiritual authors and videos and little things. And we're going to look at some of those, some of my favorites, just little clips. Then we're all going to get together on Saturday morning and we're going to chat about it with a cup of tea. And it's going to be this amazing, cozy, spiritual time that we're going to have together. That's this Saturday. We're starting with that. And please come and join. And then on Monday, we're going to a yoga studio, and I found this amazing yoga teacher, and we're going to do a guided meditation, and she's going to teach you some poses for low back pain. So those are two things that are coming up. So that's super duper exciting. I will jump on this live stream tomorrow. It stays in perpetuity on my page, by the way. So afterwards you can go read everybody's questions and all my answers, and I'll answer you tomorrow. Thank you for joining. I'll see you next time, and